Good evening, Rockets fans. Today we're going to be talking about a phenomenal game that we had last night. Rockets versus the Warriors. We did a great job overall of switching up our game and being adjustable. So I have to give a shout out to the coaching staff. I have to give credit to the players, man, for putting the plan into action. We did a phenomenal job. We held Stephen Curry to less than 10 points. I haven't seen us do that. So, top 5 defense, it's officially here. I'm seeing it. We were able to hold Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We were able to hold him to under his average leading scorer in the NBA. We're doing phenomenal jobs on the defensive end. So we've tightened up our defensive rotations. We're doing really good. Player of the game is Steven Adams. He helps us with the offensive rebounding. He's a strong force down there. When we need to beat the Warriors, it all comes up to winning the rebounding battle. It comes down to winning the turnover battle, and it comes down to the free throws. Segueing into what's for the birds is our free throws. We missed way too many free throws. Way too many free throws we missed. I mean, we won this game by 10, but we could have won this game by 20, especially when we're able to hold Stephen Curry under his average. We could have. That's the only part in this game that we could have gotten immensely better, and it's a focus for next season that we get to be top 5, not only on defense but in free throw percentage. Very critical. Jumping to the second quarter, Jabari Smith Jr. I challenged you about your ball handling. You are getting better rapidly, man. I'm seeing you with the crossover. It's getting better. You're pulling up. Got the mid-range jumper down. I seen you post up some players this game, having a mismatch. Phenomenal job. I'm loving to see it. Jabari, keep doing your thing, man. Got a lot of work on this summer, but you are getting better rapidly, man, and there's more minutes out there for you, for sure. Keeping into the second quarter, Alperen Sengun simmering down the chirping. The thing is, right, when the Draymond Greens of the world or the Warriors of the world, when they start losing, when they feel that poke in the side, right? When they feel that poke in the side and they see that blood, you see what I'm saying? Some people gonna cower, some people gonna bark, some people gonna bite back. You see what I'm saying? And he's one of those guys that's gonna bark back. He's one of those guys he's essentially what he's trying to do is he's trying to change the sport. He's trying to get you out of your game because we prepared for this. You see what I'm saying? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, and opportunity was meeting the preparation. We were putting in the work. We were putting in that effort. But the only way out that we can do now is getting out of our head, out of our element. And not everybody's going to be happy to see when that luck is showing up. And Draymond Green is doing what his job is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be firing up his team. He's the spirit of the San Francisco Golden State Warriors. He's the spirit of that team. Same way Dillon Brooks is the spirit of our team. We did a good job of quelling it. This play by Alperen Sengun showcased that. Guys, scream to the top of the lungs, man. Let them know that you're not backing down, but don't play the game with them, because the game within the game always seems to be who's going to talk the loudest, who's going to chirp, who's going to do all of that. And it takes away from what you want to do on the basketball court, which is I'm trying to score, I'm trying to stop you on defense, and I'm trying to get this rebound. Other than that, hey, man, shake your hand, good game, yada, yada. We don't need to do all the other chirping. We could chirp, we could keep it nice and slight, and once it gets to be a little bit too far, let the game do the talking for you. And on this play, you showcased it. Now, sometimes when you have shown the game speaks for itself, you don't need to do much else talking, then the dirty plays come along. As you're going to see here, you're seeing that Draymond Green is just doing Draymond Green stuff. And again, I love Draymond Green as a player. I'm sure that anybody in the NBA, any team in the NBA, up and coming Detroit Pistons, I think that he would be an asset on that team. Because frankly, the Warriors, they're on a downward trajectory, right? They aren't in the business of getting championships at this point in time, right? They got a legacy. They got their 4 rings. They've had their moment in the sun, so to speak, right? And it's all about just legacy, records, yada, 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 yada. It's all about that for them. I think Draymond Green, in a similar way that Russell Westbrook has recreated himself, I think Draymond Green can be Draymond for a Detroit Pistons, so to speak. He can be that catalyst that brings them to the next level, because they need that spark. And the fact that he's from Michigan too is just, it's the cherry on top. But I was just saying that Draymond Green and that spirit that he brings is contagious. And for the Rockets, when we have a Dillon Brooks that's able to do that, we seem to respond well. And I'm sure that Draymond Green was trying to rile that up. But honestly, a lot of the antics have gotten to be too much. In the NBA of old, they would have enforcers, right? And it just seems that Draymond Green is the only enforcer in the NBA in today's time. And finding him doesn't seem to work. Suspensions don't seem to work. Like, I'm seeing him on the sideline and he's just like, call the tech. Call the tech. If you don't like what I'm doing, call the tech. So that's obvious and telling me he doesn't care about the fines. He doesn't care about the repercussions, right? But as Rockets organization, are we going to let our best player get hit with an elbow in the face? The answer should be no, right? We need an enforcer, and it's not a Steven Adams, right? Because we need him on the floor. We need an enforcer, right? You get one of those big, clunky security, just eats burgers all day. He could be tall, maybe about 6'4", 6'5", right? We get him from off the street in Houston, right? We got plenty of these guys, man. Guys played linemen in high school and college maybe, and we just sign him to a 10-day right when we got Golden State in the building, right? Draymond starts doing the stuff, sub him in the game. Draymond starts chapping. He's starting to do his stuff. What you here for? You ain't playing. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green goes to set a screen. Don't close fists, you know what I'm saying? But one of those just good clubs to the side of his head. Telling you, that will cut a lot of the stuff out, man. That will cut a lot of the stuff out. And frankly, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anybody fighting. But when you try to do the peaceful route, when you try to do the diplomatic route, it just doesn't seem to work. And I was one of those kids, right, that didn't like to listen. The only thing that used to get me to listen was the belt. You see what I'm saying? and I'm being honest. There's certain things I just wasn't listening, right? I wasn't getting it. I was hard-headed, so to speak. In the Bible, it talks about a stiff necks, right? Hard-headed. Folks just need the belt. And he's one of those dudes, man, where you just sub. I never seen him before. Where he make the NBA? Oh, you finna know why I made the NBA? You see what I'm saying? One of those. Like, we got to bring the enforcer back because he's the only enforcer in the NBA, and the Isaiah Stewarts of the world. He is, I guess he's an enforcer. I don't watch the Detroit Pistons so much. I just know that he gets into a lot of fights. But it's unacceptable for this guy to be having so many year in and year out fights, antics, and there's no repercussions. I want him to have a job in the NBA. Don't get it twisted. I want him to have a job. But when you are doing borderline wrestling moves and borderline fighting tactics on the basketball court, we could play funny too. And it all starts with the 10-day contract. It all starts with the 10-day. We could get one of these guys off the G League that fake knows basketball. Seems like he's a little stocky. We get one of these. We could get a Fab Melo from like way, way back. You see what I'm saying? And one of those dudes that just, he didn't quite make it to the NBA, but could use a check. You see what I'm saying? And we just get one of these enforcers. This dude's just, he's not going to be on the court for more than 15 minutes at a time. And he's just looking for an opportunity and to John Bones Jr., UFC, one of those things where we just clock him. We just clock him. Clock him one good time, sub. Somebody on the team pays the fine. Somebody on the team does the suspension. And then we just bring that person back. Just bring that person back every time the Warriors come into town or we play the Warriors, we go into Golden State. And that's just how we got to do it. We stick to basketball with our 10-man rotation, but that 11th man, that's for Draymond. Back to the game. I want to talk about Jalen Green. You did a great job against Steph Curry. In this play, you're going to see you got the one-on-one. You had him ISO'd. You had him, again, one-on-one. Did a step back. It was a B shot. It was a B shot because it was still a good shot, but you could do better. In the fourth quarter, this is an A-. So you went from a B to an A-. You got him on the pick and roll. You had him moving, right? And you made this shot. This is an A. This is a great shot, but you can even do better than that. A play that I'm looking for is when we're swinging the ball around, right? Swinging the ball around, and we're getting Stephen Curry to chase you down off of a defensive rotation, and he's already moving, whether or not he flies past you, whether or not you drive to the basket, whether or not you're able to take one dribble. In this play, I think you could have took one dribble to the basket and pulled up instead of the step back. But I would have liked to see more plays of us getting Jalen Green the one-on-one ISO on Steph, but off of a defensive rotation, not top of the key where we're just ISOing and good thing it didn't come with the double, but I would like to see more of a quick action 3 seconds with the ball before we get a quality shot. And we could do that by ball movement again and trying to find the matchup or find the hole in their rotation where we can get a one-on-one with Steph. You can also attribute this to, we got the Lakers coming up pretty soon. You can do this same thing with Luka. You can get Luka on the pick and roll going downhill. If we can get more plays like that, and then also they've shown us that in the playoffs, LeBron James is going to, when they don't want to double team Sengun down on that block and they want to play one-on-one, we've kept them honest with the Lakers. They're going to send LeBron James at Sengun to play one-on-one. Got to be aggressive in those situations. You're not going to get a better look than that. LeBron, he will play defense and pick and choose what times he wants to play defense, but we have to take advantage of every opportunity. And again, we want Sengun and Jalen Green, which, credit to y'all, y'all have done a great job recently of playing really well together. But you have to take those little moments in the game and be able to capitalize. So take that for what y'all will. I'll see you guys after the next game. 3 games left in the season. Let's try to win 2 of them, man. Let's try to lock down this 2 seed, man. Peace.
I'm trying to famous, ooh, I'm trying to famous.